The Nova alone can clear so easily, and in the team fights, the Paquito and the Minotaur, that's a lot.
The team for how things will go for the rest of the season. So let's see how game number 1 will fare, ladies and gentlemen, between Geek Fam and TLID. Best of 3 into the Land of Dawn.
There we go, man. Let's see if the early game can pay out for Geek Fam. Already, they're making aggressive moves here. Marcel cooling around just a little bit. But in the mid lane, though, oh boy, whoa.
He's not low. Extremely low. Oh, wait a second, Leone.
Marcel?
Might be able to get up, but Marcel dives in.
Under turret, first blood, just all the tempo to win it out. Marcel with a cut and a... Oh, Han, they might actually be cooking, though. This early game's kind of crazy. Good Star Shatter to prevent more from being taken away from Kevin the Jote's jungle.
Technically, it's a bit of a leash as well from Ritual, though. Looking at the emblems here, a lot of agility and Wilderness Blessings. We can see the intention from both teams to rotate around. Bargain Hunter for Kevin, though, on the Melissa. Kevin, I mean, against the Brody, I guess he believes the team will be able to rotate fast enough, or he believes so much in that quote-unquote advantageous matchup, even though it's a bit of a skill matchup.
Yeah, you can also really see that experience there up top, man. Kevin trying to go for the trades against the Brody instead of just last hitting. That's why he has to use the regen early, and that means free gold grab. To the Brody, great Star Shatter! A knockup from Leone and Kevin with the burst.
That was one of the reasons why I've been wondering where the Novaria has been. Wait a second, we do see some trades happening again in the gold lane, and it looks like that's gonna force a recall out of Kevin.
He's getting gapped by Kenzie right now.
Yeah, it's a tough time, it seems like. And honestly, the early game burst coming in from TLID, that's why it's a bit scary, really, because not a lot of mages have the same kind of burst that Novaria has. Oh, look at this, though.
Marshall the zoning, Kevin walking up, the bench is coming down the right now as Nazara just goes for the retribution, finds it, and now it's TLID. Late to the rotation again. Aran was able to stop Torn Apart Memory.
Whoa.
Over on Kevin, and yes, this is how it looks like. Whoa, Kevin's dead. Nazara's gonna jump, boom, bang! Even the Purify, they bait it out, and now they get everything for the Brody. This is phenomenal for Geek Fam.
We talked about a risky draft from Geek Fam here in game number 1, and it looks like it's paying dividends to them. The way that they've been playing, they've been able to capitalize over the mistakes coming in from TLID.
Oh,
Divine
that guy pulled him all the way back. Audi Teasy. That's not a whip, that's more like a bow.
The fact that he survived that's quite interesting, but it's only going to get more difficult from here. It's only 3 minutes in, right? And Geek Fam already are showing great control, great macro movements as well for the rotations. So again, now the extra crowd control, the extra CC they have will allow them to actually snowball even harder. That's a Sky Piercer coming in for Kenzie as well.
This is a lore-accurate Novara, and that is not praise. She's useless. So far.
So talk about Snowball, right? With a Sky Pierce on Kenziski, Freya as well, being able to get a kill over the first item already built up as well. It's looking quite good for Geek Fam, a 2,000 gold lead, and we talked about how important early game is, and with the draft that they built in, TLID, they're gonna have to try and alleviate the storm that is brewing right now, and unfortunately, it's not gonna be that easy.
I just really love how they're playing towards that top lane, man. Constantly giving them gold crabs, and look at that gold lead. 1K between the gold laners.
Pretty big, pretty significant. Man, for TLID, I think they might want to have to start like reacting a bit less and maybe setting up traps. They know Geek Fam are going to be very proactive when it comes down to contesting the clears, the rotations. They might have to really bank on catching one of them in the middle of maybe a cut or an invade.
Well, both teams, either way, they're going to be opening up for the next neutral objective.
Zoning by Audi. Oh, Kevin's going to be pulled back by the Divine Judgment! The Jote caught in the Thunder's Wrath, Minion's Fury! But it doesn't do anything. Kenzie slices through him, gets a Sky Piercer stack. Now it's going to be Marcel in the back. Trichel into the wall. Audi Teasy's walking up. Marcel just needs one swing. Nazara can't get in range. Aran survives, but it's just the Uranus.
Kevin down, taken down by signature pick from Audi TZ. This is looking chaotic. This is looking like a disaster as well. They're going to be able to pick up a turret in the mid side as well. A 3,600 gold lead now being brought in by Geek Fam. TLID, what's the answer now? Do they still look for what you said, a punishing moment?
think it has to be, because again, if they just wait for a neutral setup where they just look at each other, Geek has so many more ways to start to get the ball rolling. And Audi, again, displaying that even with a different Kaja, it's still, you know, the same instinct, right? Getting the right targets into that ultimate.
But I thought we talked about the Minotaur, you know, the counter engage, the team fight capability of TLID. Is this no longer a factor? Are they behind so much that it's something that they can't execute on?
I think that's it, man. The backline right now isn't really doing so hot. Oh,
pull back onto Dritchel. He throws the Astral Echo, but a boy's right there with the Thunder's Wrath. It's a Kenzie. Perfect from Geek, fam. A combo straight to send Dritchel and Leone to the Shadow Realm.
Well, as we were talking about it, right? We finally seeing it executed, and as it unraveled before us, it seems like Leone really didn't have a say in that counter engage. He jumped on nothing, was unable to save Dritchel as well. So what's the play? Do they try and bait out the Divine Judgment? How do they do that?
We need to avoid the backline getting caught with the Divine Judgment, but it's a lot easier said than done, especially with all the pressure.
Yeah, back straight into everybody. Thunder's Wrath again. At this point, Kenzie, give your Sky Piercer over to the Eudora, man.
And Audi went straight for the fleeting time. He knows the team has more than enough damage to just burst these members one by one. Both magical and physical damage as well. So Geek fam, they really have all their bases covered.
This is a 6,000 gold lead in 6 minutes.
Yikes.
1,000 gold lead per minute is what we're seeing right now. And to make the burst even worse, we see Nazara pick up his next item as well, the Malefic Roar. Just in case, once again, the Divine Judgment hits onto someone, they're going to be gone at this stage. They don't have the defense items to protect themselves against it.
At this point, they've taken over the jungle of TLID already. They're leaving their own camps because they know they can take it anytime. Leone!
Can he?
No, he can't. Boom, torn apart memory with a Sky Piercer. Marcel in the back. Audi just whipping everybody back into place. Turret gonna be taken by Kenzie right here. Nope. They still defend it, but it really just seems inevitable. Audi! Oh god! He's already recalling and using that Patrick emote.
That's a Minotaur, by the way. That was a Minotaur, by the way.
Well, then again, it's the Minotaur that I think in theory wants to play more for utility, but he's just forced to frontline right here. Aran, again, is stuck trying to deal with the macro pressure, trying to stave off Marcel. So now the Minotaur has to show himself, and it's a known thing that when the Minotaur is face checking, he's just that much more susceptible to getting bursted down.
So DHS picked up now for Kenziski, so an additional item that they have to worry about. Like even Aran, even Leone, they're gonna have to think about how they kind of enter these particular team fights, how they enter these certain engages. And we have a We Noticed by GoPay. Kaja is AudiTZ's second best hero throughout his MPL ID career with 11 times picked up and a 72.73% win rate.
Woo!
That's
Significant. Impressive.
especially on an MPL level.
Yes.
Turret has been
Oh boy.
destroyed.
And we thought there was going to be some rust, you know, there was going to be some miscommunication. But man's hitting the ground running, dude. He is just doing so well right now. With that fleeting time rush, he can just keep going for these plays. Is he shot calling as well? Do we have any info on that?
Not yet.
I really feel like they're just all shot calling because it really feels like it's so dynamic the way that they're playing. Hey, they pulled off. I mean, this is still a gamble of a draft, right? You need to play the early game perfectly, but if you play it like this, I gamble every day.
Are there throws in the picture here for this match though, right? Because again, with the Novaria and Melissa, the wave here is going to be fine. But again, the Kaja, right? If you can get the Melissa or the Novaria in that Divine Judgment, you get pulled out of the base and the backline presence won't matter.
That makes sense. That makes sense. We're looking at a situation where TLID, they do also have, not just for the wave clear, not just for the high ground, but also for the late game. But will it be brought to the late game in the first place? All three lanes are being pushed here. They have a Lord on the way. They're going for this second tier turret as well in the mid lane. It just takes one pull from AudiTZ, one moment. This should be TLID's advantage though.
Oh, the whip, Kevin. Oh, straight into the Thunder's Wrath, and they can't react to it. Nobody else has catch. When Audi goes for the whip, everybody just watches in fear.
Because even Leone tried to do something about it earlier on, and he was unable to do anything as well.
Unless the Divine Judgment is used really overextendingly, right, by Audi, there's no way Leone can get in position that TLID can mount a fight back. And now with the Lord coming in, this is an angle for Geek, fam. It does seem possible. They have pretty okay siege using the Brody.
Look at the cooldown. Aldi TZ's up again.
Yeah, he can go for the ult again. Oh no, Trichel! Even after flicker in, his Fury coming down, and it's Trichel taken low already. He gets away in time. A boy gonna be taken low, but now Thunder's Wrath comes around, and the boy is able to survive now against Leone. The whole team stays him. A big double for Nazara. The Stripginity gets built up, but it's after he fell. Audi tanking it up. The Star Shatter not doing much. Audi flying by, recalling in the corpse of TLID as they secure game number 1.
In a very swift and decisive fashion.